What do you call those things that like turn with wind or power and generate electricity? Turbine. You call them turbines?
A turbine, yeah. Or it's a
I had a professor that always called them turbines. And I was like, I just couldn't.
That's the thing I
couldn't get it behind
Saudi Arabians put on their head.
Yeah, in like thermodynamics, he's talking about. He's always like, so if you're gonna enter the turbine here with 3,000 kilojoules of power, I'm like, you don't. It's a turbine.
Why are you putting the guy with the turbine in the turbine? That's murder. If our goal is to eventually sell franchises, we should actually probably do it different in like if our first 3 or 4 offices, like let's say it's Cleveland, Nashville, Indy and Pittsburgh or whatever, we should actually probably do it differently because we are trying to create like a little incubator ground for selling franchises, not just the most efficient way to scale the company on a corporate level.
Right.
So, does that make sense? So then the point that I want to make there is, I think for Cleveland actually, we should do it differently. We should actually like get a satellite office, hire the sales rep, and we should actually go there sometimes. So for the purpose of like networking, actually building relationships. Right. Just like we've done in Cincinnati, like one reason why we've been here. We have so many deals here because we've been networked here. We go to events, we meet people, we get networked into, hey, you need to go talk to this guy, and there's relationships and people know us, and there's trust and like all the stuff, right? So my thought with all of that is maybe we do something like we hire the guy in Cleveland, we set up the office, and then it's like a week on, week off. Maybe I go up there a week at a time and like start to get network, kick it off, or maybe I do like 3 days on, 3 days off, or something like that. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But actually going up there and like really getting connected and like building relationships so that we really help that office be successful might be a good idea. Spike wheels?
Yeah.
What are you, Ben-Hur?
Who's Ben-Hur?
What? Like the gladiators, or they had like all the... No? They were gladiators in the arena, and they put like the spike wheels, so they
Are they called
the like chariot racing?
Yeah, chariot racing.
Is that what they're called?
No, the dude's name was Ben-Hur.
Oh.
That was
There's like a movie about him?
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Real famous guy.
Uh-huh.
Super famous gladiator. No? Not ringing a bell?
Never heard of him.
Really? Oh man, public schools these days. Kids don't learn anything. It's a pretty old movie.
That's probably
It
why.
may not even be in color.
They made a remake like a couple years ago.
Oh, did they? Oh yeah, you're right. They did. That was sweet.
I haven't.
Flat rate, $3.
The problem with old
Remember
movies
this amazing
is like
parking? It's
they're like these. They're all
$3.
like classics and they're really good. So people are like, oh, you have to watch these old movies. They're like amazing. But the concepts have been like redone so many times. I heard if you touch it to your forehead, it goes further. Oh, you're doing a little.
Yeah. It creates a channel. It works. It literally works. Yeah. Here, watch.
Well,
right,
but we'd have to find.
Check it out. Are you ready? So right now,
just
hitting
click?
the button doesn't reach. Okay.
Can't see. Ah, nice. Like right where they walk by.
Oh, it is. Hey. Because I thought I saw a sign somewhere that said you guys are still over there.
Okay.
And I go, maybe it was the sign on this store saying to come to this.
Probably.
Yeah, so we're like, I bet Kristen's in her office seeing us, like, oh, and then she's like, where are they going? And then you're like, scroll my back. So we have at Helium, this is just a fraction of the team. Our offices are up in Blue Ash. We have designers in-house, developers in-house, and you guys have a WordPress website. So anything that needs to change on the website, we can do for you.
Okay.
And we've done a lot of that as part of the campaign,
Right.
a lot of things behind the scenes, just to make our campaign work, and then also the other things that, as we work with Kristen and Andy, like, hey, can we change this, or can we update this, or we need to build this new page. The benefit of what Helium brings, a lot of companies don't do, is that you usually have to have a web developer that makes changes, and then you have your SEO firm that's talking about SEO stuff. We have it both in one, so you don't have any extra fees of like, hey, can we change the sliders on our homepage? Like, we can do that for you. That's like easy peasy.
Okay. So if you typed in 2-bedroom apartments in Covington, where do we come up in our...
15.
Currently, you should be about 15.
So still probably page 2.
That is page
Page
2.
two.
And so let me explain, and I want to kind of, that's why we want to come in today, Ginger, so you can see the process that we've made and kind of where we're at so far and what this journey looks like. Because it's totally different between AdWords and SEO. They work totally differently, right? So these are the current rankings today. So if we look at these numbers are accurate in terms of like this is exactly where you show up today if you Google it. So if we were to Google two bedroom apartments,
just so I'm understanding, this is just strictly these words and not necessarily our ad campaign.
this is not ads. This is just these words in the organic.
Okay. Yeah.
Correct. This is in the organic.
Okay.
So, and I want to show you this graph. So this shows the actual, all of these keywords when we started in February, right? You can see here they kicked in, and then this is in March, 26th of March, and then it starts to jump from here. So when we started, all these keywords were the position 100. Basically, we don't track further than page 10. So every one of these keywords was way beyond page 10. And so when you do an SEO campaign, I don't know how familiar you are with SEO, but it's not instant. So we can write the content, build a page. Once the page is up, we build links to that page, and then it'll show up on like page 20, and then on page 19, and then on page 7, and then page 6 and 4 and 1, and it climbs. And it's a multi-month process. The more competitive the keyword is, the slower it climbs for two reasons. One is there's way more search volume, so Google takes it more seriously. But two, because there's more companies also optimizing, so you don't move as quickly. So I wanted to show you this because we're about 4 months into the campaign, and if you had when we start with a lot of companies, they've got stuff on page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, and in 4 months we move it from page 5 to page 1. With Duveneck, everything was literally on page 100.
Right.
And so now what you see here in the rankings is everything was way back here, page 100 and beyond. And now we see things in the 20s, and this one's at 9, 14, 15, 20s, 30s, this one's 40. So what that means is in 4 months, they've all gone from nowhere to like page 2. So that's why we were talking on the phone the other day is this is not the time to stop pushing it because they're just about to get where they're going to start really driving a lot of traffic. And this is also why when we told you when we do run a campaign, we really want to run AdWords at the same time. Because with AdWords, we can buy the top spot on the first page tomorrow, even if your organic is on page 12.
Right.
That's why we run them in tandem.
All right, so
Move to the
we'll
next
go into
thing.
our next one. Thank you very much. It was nice
Great
meeting
to
you.
meet you.
Yeah,
Ginger, it was
nice
a pleasure.
to
Great
meet
to
you
meet
as
you in
well.
person, yeah.
So nice to meet you.